Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm here to answer a question that I get often. How do I differentiate between a goal and a task? How do I decide whether this is something that I should be including in my Power Sheets goal planner, in my Moxie Life goal setting system, or is it just a to-do list item? And so what I'm going to do today is give you 5 questions to ask yourself when you're debating whether to incorporate something into your goals or whether you feel like it just belongs on a to-do list. So the first question is this something that you want to improve? There are a lot of things that we would consider to-do list items, things that are just tasks, things that we have to do in order to function as an adult. We have to figure out something to eat for dinner. We have to wash our clothes on a regular basis. There are things that we have to get done. But if it is something that you are always stressed about getting done, or you don't do it within the budget that you want, or you don't do it to the degree of health that you want to do it, if it is something that you want to improve upon, it is absolutely something that you can make a goal. The biggest one for me here was meal planning and meal prepping. For the longest time, I was terrible about this. And so figuring out what was for dinner or whether we were ordering in, it was all just kind of, I was winging it, and that was not good for our budget, for our health, and for my stress levels. And so I made it a goal to focus on weekly meal planning and weekly meal prepping. And that was a goal that I had until it then became a habit and something that I felt like I had improved the system. And now it is back to being a task or a to-do list item. The next question I want you to ask yourself is this something that will not get done unless I prioritize it? Because there are a lot of things that we want to do. There are a lot of things that either bring us joy or something we want to have documented. For me, the best example of this one is memory keeping. If I did not make that a goal and therefore prioritize it in my schedule, I would likely never do it and it would never get done. So even though finishing a memory keeping week may feel like a task sometimes it does feel like a rest period or creative outlet, but sometimes it feels like a task. But I know that it's going to bring me joy, especially in the long term. And so I put it as part of my goals. That way I make sure that I'm prioritizing it. Otherwise, it would keep getting pushed to the bottom of the to-do list. The next question I want you to ask yourself, is this something that lights you up? Is this something that brings you joy? I truly believe the purpose of us setting goals is to create a life that we're more excited to live. If all we did were things on to-do lists and task lists and go to work and come home and be an adult, go to bed, wake up and do it all over again, in my opinion, that would not be a very enjoyable life. And so I create goals full of things that light me up. I create goals that are meant to bring me joy and add more of that happiness and those things that light me up into my life. So if it is something that lights you up, put that in your goals, make it a priority, and make it something that you want to focus on being a regular part of your schedule. For me, it's dance. I love to dance, and it makes me so happy every time I step in a studio, and then even to the nth degree when I step on a stage. But even just stepping in a studio to take a class makes me so happy. But when I don't think of dance as a goal, and I think of dance as a workout, or when I think of dance as like something I just do, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen as often. So when I think of it as a goal, I am more likely to do it and then bring that joy into my life. The next question I want you to ask yourself is this something that is going to have a positive impact on your life? It could be a short-term, day-to-day impact, or it could be something much longer term, something that's going to impact your life in 10, 15, 20 years. But there are things that we sometimes throw into that task or to-do list bucket, but when they have a massive positive impact on our lives in general, and then therefore other goals, it's worth making it a goal and making it a priority. For me, this is where habits and routines fall in. Sometimes it feels like, oh, a morning routine, that's just a habit. That's not a goal, that's just a task, that's just a to-do item. It's just something that I need to do. Sure, you could qualify it like that, but in reality, having a solid morning routine full of things that make me happy, things that set my day up on the right foot, and things that get me going in the morning is going to have such a positive impact on my day-to-day life and therefore my other goals that it is absolutely a goal that I want to make sure that I prioritize. So if it is something that you feel like is going to have an impact on other aspects of your happiness, make it a goal. Cleaning the house may feel like a to-do list item for you, and for a lot of us, it is. But if that to-do list item is not happening regularly, or nobody's helping you with it, or it's causing you a lot of stress, maybe that to-do list item needs to become a goal and something that you focus and improve upon. It kind of goes back to that improving question, because it's going to have an impact on other areas of life. Having a clean house, having a cleaning system might have a positive impact in other areas that you don't even realize that yet. And this is why I also love like intangible goals. There are a lot of people that say that every goal that you set has to be smart and there has to be a way to measure it. But there are goals like bettering relationships with people, friendships, spouses, being more confident, that aren't tangible. They're not necessarily SMART goals, but those goals can have such an impact on other areas of your life and other goals that they are just as important for you to prioritize and put into your power sheets. And then the last question I want you to ask yourself is, do you want to make it a goal? Because that's all you need. You don't need anybody else's approval. You don't need any other like societal definition of goals. You don't need any reasons of why it needs to be a goal or a task. If you want it to be a goal, make it a goal. And that is the beauty of goal setting, is that you get to make these goals whatever you want them to be. And for somebody else, that might be a to-do list item, but for you, it's a goal. And there's probably something that's the other way around. Something that somebody else makes a goal that to you, you just look at it and it's just a to-do list item that you just check off. There are so many different facets to our lives. We all have so many different commitments and dreams and jobs and all kinds of different situations that there is no set rule whether something needs to be a goal or needs to be a task or a to-do list item. And at the end of the day, action is more important than the item being on the right list. So if by putting it on one of the particular lists is more likely that you're gonna get it done, then put it there and spend less time debating whether it goes on the goal list or the task list, and just start taking action and start working on it. And then maybe it'll come to you and you might move it somewhere else. If you watch my monthly goal setting videos, you know I bounce things around all the time. They go from goals lists back to my planner, back to a to-do list, back to the goals list, all over the place, all depending on how my life is going at the time, what my priorities are, and what's working and what's not working. There is no set answer for the rest of your life. Just because it feels right now doesn't mean it will feel that way forever. So don't put so much pressure on yourself to pick the right answer, because that's just going to hinder you from taking that action. I hope that this was helpful. This is just one of those small like bite-sized videos I wanted to make where I answered a really frequently asked question that I feel like comes up a lot. If you have any other of these kind of short, frequently asked questions that you've always wanted to ask, or you feel like would be more helpful in a video like this rather than buried deep within a live chat, please let me know in the comments what you would like to see me answer in a video format, and I would love to make that for you. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. Or the action. Can't I get that right? Any of other of these like, blah, blah, blah.